Toads and frogs aren't the same. How are they different? Let's learn about the differences. Toads are fat, but frogs are thin. Frogs have teeth, but toads don't. A toad's skin is bumpy, but a frog's skin isn't bumpy. It is smooth. Toad eggs come in long strings, but frog eggs come in balls. A baby toad lives in the water. When it grows up, it moves to the land. A frog doesn't move to the land. When it grows up, it stays in the water. Frogs and toads are different in many ways. Are you interested in frogs and toads, too? A hug is like a handshake from the heart. It makes both the giver and receiver feel good. A hug a day makes you feel happy. Are you feeling down? Ask one of your friends to hug you. Scientists say a hug is healthier than an apple a day. A hug has many benefits. A long hug will reduce your stress and depression. Also, when you hug someone, you will feel a sense of safety. A gentle hug can heal your loneliness and promote trust. Lastly, hugging will also make your body healthy. It relaxes your muscles and takes away your pain. Now, many people all over the world give free hugs. Two travelers were walking in Africa. The sun shone on them strongly. The land was very dry. The river had no water in it. The travelers sat down next to a big, ugly tree for a break. They were thirsty, but their water bottles were empty. They walked around the tree to look for water. Suddenly, one of them climbed to the top of the tree. There was a hole and it was full of water. The travelers drank the water. The baobab tree saved their lives. The baobab tree is famous for funny look. Its bark looks like elephant skin. The branches look like roots. However, this strange-looking tree can save the lives of people and animals. Animals use the tree like a drinking fountain. Some animals even move in and live among the roots. Lightning flashes across the sky. It points down toward the earth. If the lightning hits a house or tree, it can start a fire. If it hits people, it can hurt them. Some people put up lightning rods for protection. These are long metal poles. People put them high on the roofs of their houses. A wire runs from the rod down into the ground. The lightning doesn't hit the house. It hits the rod instead. Lightning goes down the rod and the wire. It ends up in the ground. Lightning can't hurt anyone there. Can animals sense an earthquake? Yes, they can. If your pets are acting in an unusual way, it may be a sign of an earthquake. In Italy, cats raced down the street in a group. Then, an earthquake happened a few hours later. For another example, an American man kept little pet frogs. One day, his frogs jumped around more than ever. They even made loud noises, like big frogs. That night, an earthquake struck the city. Farm animals can also sense an earthquake. Before an earthquake, they behave strangely. Dogs suddenly bark, horses run around in circles, and cows give less milk. Do you want to keep fit? Regular exercise will keep you strong, thin, and healthy. But you have to do various activities. First, activities like running, swimming, and walking make your body take in more oxygen than normal. When you do them, your breathing and heart rate go up. These activities strengthen your heart and help you lose weight. In contrast, you need power when you do jumping and weightlifting. So your muscles get bigger and your body gets stronger. These exercises help you burn fat. They will also make your bones stronger. Any activity is worse than doing nothing. However, doing a mix of activities has the greatest benefit. So do many different activities. It is best for your health. A smart duck walks into a supermarket, goes up to the clerk, and asks, "Hey, do you have any duck food?" The clerk looks at the duck and answers, "No, we don't have any duck food. Now go away." The next day, the duck returns to the supermarket and asks, "Hey, do you have any duck food?" The clerk is angry now. He says, "No. We sell people food here. If you come and ask that one more time, I'm going to nail your flippers to the floor." The third day, the duck goes into the store again and asks, "Hey, do you have any nails?" The clerk says, "No." "What?" Then the duck asks, "Do you have any duck food?" Imagine that you have electricity in your body. Would you feel it? It would shock you. You would feel shocks all the time. Interestingly, an electric eel has electricity in its body, but it never feels anything. This fish has something like a battery in it. That's how it can make and store electric power. Electric eels use their electricity for two purposes. They use electric power to hunt. They shock small water animals and capture them for food. Secondly, they use electricity when they travel. They usually live in dark places underwater. Electricity allows them to find their way easily. A man took a trip to another village. People in the town came out of their houses to see him. He smiled at them instead of saying hello. However, the villagers frowned at him. The man was embarrassed, but he gave them a big smile again. They then came closer to him and smiled like him. After a while, they started to attack him. Surprisingly, smiles meant hate and frowns meant friendship there. This story could happen to you as well. Are you going to visit a new place? Then, you will see new body gestures there. One of their gestures could have a different meaning to you. Tomorrow. GRA. J/K. Are you familiar with these short expressions? What do they mean? They mean tomorrow, great, and just kidding. People love to use them when they're texting with their mobile phones. They are easy to type, so people use them a lot. These short expressions need little space and time. For all short expressions, people use letters, numbers, or symbols. A single letter or number sometimes expresses a whole word. For example, Y is used for Y and 2 for 2. But you should be careful. Don't use these expressions in your school papers. Use them in informal situations only. Chinese people celebrate the New Year with a nice dinner. They paint the dinner table red or cover the table with a red tablecloth. Chinese people like the color red because it means happiness to them. They set the table with different kinds of foods. They eat noodles together for long life. Oranges mean wealth, so they eat oranges, too. They also put flowers on the table because they mean new growth after the long winter. Parents give their children lucky money. When parents give out money, they put it in a red envelope. There are some gold letters on the envelope. Gold letters mean good luck. Kaldi was tired, but he couldn't sleep. His goats were awake and very noisy. Why can't they sleep? Kaldi thought. He couldn't understand the problem, so he watched the animals carefully. They were eating some green plants with little red fruit on them. Kaldi decided to taste the fruit. He ate the soft part of each fruit and the hard thing in the center. After a minute, he began to feel different. He was not tired. He felt more awake and did not want to sleep. Those hard things were coffee beans, and Kaldi discovered them in Ethiopia more than 1,000 years ago. Ben transferred to a new school last year. Everything was new to him. At that time, he was a shy boy and he wasn't good at making friends. In a gym class, one of his classmates, Jack, asked him to join the basketball team. Ben loved playing basketball, but he didn't play on a team. He played alone. After thinking, he decided to join the team. Ben's decision changed his school life. Now he has good communication skills as well as a healthy body. He is growing taller and bigger. He is even the captain of the team. The coach knows that he leads the team well. He was confident, but he isn't anymore. Sports gave him confidence. Koi fish are a kind of carp. The fish grow differently in size according to their environment. Isn't it interesting? If you put them in a small fish bowl, they only grow up to 5 centimeters. On the other hand, if you put them in a large lake, they can grow up to 1 meter. Koi fish give us a lesson. That is to say, we shouldn't limit our ability. I can't is like a small bowl. If you keep saying I can't do this, I can't do that, you are limiting your ability. Instead, say I can do that. Then you are not limiting your ability. And your ability will grow bigger like the koi fish in the lake. A baddie which looks like a bat, and it is one of the classic Halloween characters. A baddie which costume is easy to make. Most items for this costume are probably right in your closet. Start with a black shirt and a black skirt, then add colorful tights and a black scarf. You can wear your own style of ruby slippers. You may put on red sneakers. And then add some costume jewelry. Put a piece of black cloth around your shoulders like a cape. Finally, make a black witch's hat. You can put feathers and black bat shapes on the hat. Now, why don't you invite your friends over and have a Halloween party? Termites are little insects. They are often called white ants. They are almost as small as ants. They are not large, but they can do a lot of harm. White ants love to eat wood, paper, and clothes. They are known as silent destroyers. They can secretly hide in a home and cause damage to furniture, floors, and walls. White ants live in nests just like ants do. Each nest has a queen, many workers, and many soldiers. The young queens have wings for a short time. They use them only once. They fly to mate and find a new home. After they move in, they remove their wings and never fly again. People get big bellies because of eating fatty foods. Some people think big bellies are useless, but a man uses his brilliantly. Peter has a really big belly. One day, he got a great idea. He started to use his belly like a drum. He beats his belly with his hands, and he makes music. It sounds very similar to a real drum. When he uploaded a video on the internet, a lot of people loved it. The video made him a star. Now, he is well known around the world as the human drum. Greta Thunberg is a Swedish teenager. When she was 8, she learned about climate change at school. She was shocked. She thought that adults didn't take it seriously. She became depressed. She didn't eat, go to school, and speak for months. When she was 15, she got a good idea. She decided to fight for the climate. She went on a school strike. Then she shared her idea through social networks. Her message was simple: adults don't care about my future, so I will go on strike from school. Shortly after, teenagers around the world followed her. They joined her school strike for climate protest. Now, every Friday, Greta and her followers strike from school. Students in 150 countries are following her. Many animals have interesting and fun facts. Here are 5 amazing things about animals. 1. Bats always turn left when they fly out of their home at night. 2. Elephants can't jump. That's because they have shorter leg muscles than other animals. 3. An archerfish uses its mouth like a water gun. It shoots water at an insect. The insect falls, and the fish eats it. 4. Mosquitoes are dangerous insects because they bite us. But do you know that only females bite? 5. Like humans, koalas and gorillas have fingerprints. Their fingerprints are very similar to our fingerprints. One night, a burglar alarm went off at a store in England. The store sold clothes for men. A police officer came to search the store. He didn't find anything, so he got ready to leave. From the outside, he looked back at the store's large window. Mannequins in new clothes were standing in the window. They looked real, but one wasn't real. Suddenly, the police officer saw something strange. He turned on his flashlight. He looked at the faces in the window. At that moment, one pair of eyes blinked at him. Yes, he had the burglar. People started eating cheese more than 4,000 years ago. It's healthy food because of its nutrients. Cheese is made from milk and is very rich in calcium and vitamin B. Therefore, it helps form bones and keeps them strong. Some people may think there is too much fat in cheese. However, that's not true. There are many different healthy nutrients in cheese. It is full of proteins and minerals. Cheese is also good for dental care. It keeps your teeth healthy. Do you want to keep your teeth and bones healthy? Have cheese in your diet. Q. Did Vikings wear helmets with horns? A. Viking helmets didn't have horns. This common but wrong image of Vikings first appeared in the 19th century. We guess the helmet with horns image comes from Wagner's operas in the 19th century. Q. Did they use heads for cups? A. People say Vikings used the heads of their enemies for drinking cups. However, no data for this exists. Q. Did they have no bath time? A. Vikings were not dirty and wild. In fact, they were very clean because they had a custom of bathing every Saturday. Q. Are there Vikings living today? A. The age of the Vikings ended in the 11th century, but we can feel their power now. A lot of their words, names, tools, and buildings are still around. A photographer, Shane Gross, went sea diving with his friends. While he was diving, he saw a big thing in the distance. He moved close to it and he was shocked. It was a turtle's dead body. Turtles usually live much longer than humans. The body had many fishing lines around it. Shane took out his camera and took some pictures. It was a warning for the future. He then saw that a lot of plastic waste was floating around him, too. Oceans are now struggling with plastic waste. The waste, like straws and bottles, is dangerous for sea animals. Fishing waste also matters. Sea animals can't see the fishing lines well. If the fishing lines trap them, they can't move at all and they just die.
내 읽어야지. 23화까지 신청 쭉
와, 부연이 대단하네.
가지고.
내 1에서 2상가까지 이제 전부 다 지금 들려줬거든. 그거를 집중해서 다 하네. 니 부연이 다시 봐야 되겠는데.